Rocket sports fans. Welcome to a new season, a new team here for Rocket Baseball. Welcome to the show presented by Whitetail Properties and our other partners in bringing you Rocket Sports here on our YouTube channel for the Crittenden Press. Those are H&H Home and Hardware, First United Bank, La Delicia Restaurant, Farmers Bank and Trust, Frazer Law Firm, C-Plant Federal Credit Union, YTG Insurance, Rocket Tire, and Bobby Stinnett Used Cars. We're here with Coach Belt, Devin Belt of the Rocket baseball team, and we've got seniors Tyler Belt and Casey Cates here with us as well. We're going to take a look at the outlook for the Rocket baseball program coming off a 10-13 season last year. I know Coach Belt's expecting a great deal better season this time.
Yeah, absolutely, man. You know, last year was one of those we were kind of up and down. At times, you know, we got in a situation where we were, 2-11 or 2-10 in 1 or 2 run baseball games, and so you flip that or you cut that in half. All of a sudden, your record, is right there, but. Last year we were just trying to learn how to win, trying to learn how to be a team. And this year, we brought enough guys back to where hopefully these seniors, we got a great group of seniors that can help us start to learn how to win baseball games.
Well, in baseball, you can never have too much pitching. That's an axiom that's very true every year. I don't care what level you're at. And you guys come into this season with a pretty nice little repertoire over in the rotation and the bullpen, man.
Yeah, absolutely. We played Massillville in a scrimmage Monday night, and we held them to 2 runs. They got in the first inning through 6 guys, and after that first inning, they didn't score a run on anybody. And that's without our other senior, Jeremiah Foster, who's really been our ACE Award winner, top of the line guy. So once you slot him back in there, all of a sudden everybody else can kind of fall down a spot. And we have a really deep staff. Chase Conyer pitched well for us. Asa McCord, Quinn Summers has started pitching some for us, and he threw well. And the list just goes on. Hudson Stokes threw well. Jackson Duncan's really developed and throwing well for us. And Drake Young's going to be a guy that throws for us. Tyler threw well for us as well from that that southpaw. And Casey throws for us. He's kind of an as-needed guy. We really like.
Did you throw in the
scrimmage? No, we'd rather have him behind the plate.
Absolutely,
but,
absolutely.
He's kind of that. If we get in a spot and need somebody coming throw strikes, that's Casey.
And really better to have him in center field. And pretty strong up the middle. You got these two guys.
It's hard to take either of them. They both want to throw some. Expect Tyler really wants to throw more, but it's just hard to take him out of center because anything hit up there he doesn't get. So
the good problem you've got is you don't have to bring your catcher in to pitch.
Exactly. He throws so much anyways. It's really good to keep him off his arm. He had a great year last year throwing guys out. I believe there was only 3 or 4 guys that actually got a steal on him last year. So
pretty strong.
Yeah, he threw out a lot, and so that it's such vital to have that leader behind the plate to kind of control the game. So. Yeah. We really would rather keep him behind the plate.
Well, Casey's like a 6-year senior now?
Yeah, we were talking about that the other day. I said, you come up with me and Chris back in 7th grade just to be our bullpen catcher. He's been around so long.
He's been around forever, man, and been a very stable guy back there behind the plate. After, sat in there and laid in there tight behind Caden McAllister, had to fill in for him sometime, And then he's been your guy ever since then.
Yeah, he's done a great job, man. He's really developed. He's worked hard. And I call pitches, but he's one that I'm comfortable with letting him kind of call and dictate a game. He's earned that right, And calling pitches is something that I love to do and it's something I take very seriously, but he's kind of earned that right as someone that I don't care to be like, hey, you call what you're feeling, what you've got a feel for, and go from there, and that's just a testament to, like I said, his work ethic and knowing the situation.
Casey, let's talk a little bit about that. So this is your 7th year in the Rocket baseball program.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, you had to have come out of that with something. I mean, what have you come out of that with?
It started off with having the seniors that I had whenever I came in, and they've all taught me a lot ever since then. I've grown as a baseball player, learning from Tyler Boone and Caden McAllister and all of them. It's been great being able to play for this long, and getting the next experience.
And you've played with some great guys, some really good baseball players, and you was on that team that won the Class A and the sectional and went and played in the state tournament and caught that game as a freshman or eighth grader?
It was y'all's freshman year.
Yeah, freshman year.
Freshman year, and started that game at catcher against Owensboro. It's a game we might want to just kind of forget. But we got there, and it was pretty nice to be there. And Tyler's been around forever too, man. I remember when Tyler was in Little League, and I'd bring him up to play with the older boys on my team. You know, he's been around forever. He's another 6-year senior, kind of. But Tyler, talk a little bit about your experiences in Rocket baseball and what you've enjoyed over the years and what you expect out of this season. Here, your last one, man.
The previous years have been great, learning from those older guys. Like he said, Tyler Boone, Cade McAllister, Gabe Mott, Trace Adams, all those kids were just great athletes, and being able to get the experience from them is awesome. Playing in those games, like you said, I think it was me and Casey that both started against that Owensboro team.
Yeah, but he started too that game, yeah.
And getting those extra games in when you're younger is awesome because it just gives you a feel for what it's really like when you get to the next level. And, man, it's awesome just going out and playing games whenever you can, practicing, getting in the cage, all that stuff. We got a really good leader as a coach this year that I played with most of my life, Maddox Carlson. He come up and he's been helping us. He's taught me so much just in these past couple weeks. And, you know, I'm just looking forward to playing this year with my guys and getting as many wins as we can, doing what we can in the district, the region. So, yeah, it's been good. It's been a good ride, and I'm hoping for an even better one this year.
Mm-hmm. You mentioned Maddox Carlson, of course. He's your graduate assistant coach this year, Devin, and gosh, what a valuable tool he's got. Talk a little bit about your coaching staff, then we'll come back and hit your players.
Yeah, which Rylan Thomas is his second year. Rylan come to us, I guess, right after he finished playing. Decided to stop playing, and he moved to Marion, and he texted me and was like, "Hey, man, I'm interested in getting in baseball," and, it's been great. Rylan's awesome. He does a great job. He's kind of taking over one of your thoughts in the conditioning aspect of things, and he does a great job getting these guys ready and getting them stretched out and ready to go every day. And he was a pitcher in college, so he also caught in high school. He was part of a top 5 ranked program when he played. I think they won 26, 27 games and were a contender, and he was right a part of that, catching and playing the outfield. And so he brings a lot of versatility to us and experience, and he's just been great. He work with pitchers some, work with catchers some. He's throwing BP every day. And, one thing we've been able to do, having him and Maddox and some of those guys, is they can kind of replicate throwing off the mound, throwing a little harder to them. And that's only, these guys get frustrated sometimes because they're like, this is BP, but it helps us so much.
It's going to help you a lot.
Exactly. So, that's awesome. And then we have a new guy, Riley Jones. He's an elementary school teacher, come over from Union County, played under Chad Robinson over there, and you know how good of a coach Chad is. And Chad lives, breathes, and eats baseball. He's always wanted to play, and Riley's kind of got that from him, and he loves it. He's there every day. He's come in. He's actually our technical freshman coach, head coach, but he also works with our high school kids as well, and he's done a good job. He played some outfield, and he hit pretty well as a senior and junior, and so he's got that experience to help bring in too. And then, of course, we added Maddox. And, anybody that's watched Rocket Baseball over the last few years knows what kind of player Maddox Carlson was. And, he's come in, and just in the short time that he's been with us, he wasn't with us all offseason, kind of just came in and started the new year. I've seen a growth in a lot of our hitters.
I bet. Dramatically. I mean, this is a guy that led the state in batting.
Yep. And Maddox was so good at so many things. He didn't just hit the ball hard. He used the entire field. He, against the best competition is when Maddox hit his best. And, and he's done so much just as far as soon as they come out of the cage, he'll grab them and say, hey, what are you looking at here? Why are you doing this? Work on that. And then he'll take a group of them over to the cage after they get off the field and work with them. And he's put in a lot of time already, and it's only paid, only paid dividends. So we're really excited about this staff. And, there's so many. We're a young staff. I joke and say we're probably the youngest staff in the state of Kentucky and maybe anywhere because I'm the old guy now. But
and you're how old?
I'm 27. Yeah. So I'm the veteran. So I mean that I've always been the young guy by a lot, and then now I'm the old one. So we're trying to figure it out and do everything we can to get this team rolling.
I want to talk a little bit before we get started on kind of around the horn here, so to speak. But Tyler last year broke the single season stolen base record, and I know he's got some aspirations this year to do a little more. How important is that record? And are you chasing it down again? Are you, Tyler?
Yeah. It's a really cool honor, and not a lot of people can say they've done that over the years, and it's a cool feat to have. But I want more. Mm-hmm. I want to break that record and possibly get the season's record if that's possible.
Yeah. Well, you have the season record.
Yeah.
You want to go to the career record?
Yes.
JD Gray has
it.
Career.
Yeah.
So
and how far is he from that?
I think 40. 45.
Well, that's attainable.
Oh
man.
yeah, he absolutely was right there last year, and that's we've talked about. The most important thing is just for him being top of the order, getting on base. Because when he gets on base, he's getting 2 bags.
How surprised were you that Matt Gent was the guy you broke his record? Matt doesn't look like a base burglar in his physique these days. Of course, Matt's assistant softball coach, and he was quick as a cat when he played.
Oh yeah, I imagine just. Seeing how good his daughter is at softball and seeing what she's capable of, she had to have had good genetics. So,
yeah. Casey, you've I gotta think that somewhere in that at least games played over the years, he's got to be way up there.
I'm sure
way up there. I haven't looked on the stats. Now, if you want to see any of the career baseball stats, you can go online to the Crittenden Press under the sports tag. And it's got, I think, Rocket Baseball record book or something like that on there. Click it. Andy Hunt's just updated it for this season, so get in there and check it out. Have you looked to see any of that, Casey, where you're at?
I have not looked.
Yeah, you need to go check that out. I'll have to get in there and look and see. But what are your goals and aspirations for this season? You have any personal goals and team goals?
One of my personal goals is to limit people stealing on me to 5 all year. I'm wanting to hit at least over 300 this year, make a big step from last year because I didn't hit the greatest last year.
What'd you hit last year?
I'm not sure, but it wasn't
299.
It wasn't very good.
Yeah. Well, that's very attainable for you. Where are you hitting in the order now?
Second right now.
Yeah, well, that's a good place to hit from. You can get on base, set the table for all those big guys you got behind you. What about team-wise? I mean, this team's got a chance to you were on that team that won 23 games. I think the picture's right behind you there. Is this team got a chance to win 20?
Oh, yeah, for sure. I think this chance has a team to go a long way. We're old and young this year. We have a lot of young people coming up that can make a big impact for us, but we're pretty deep in older guys too. So, I mean, I think it'll equal out, and I think we have a good chance to do pretty good this year.
Yeah, you got a lot of guys in the rotation and in the pen there, and with a lot of movement. Who's the guy with the best movement out there?
I'm not gonna lie, probably Jaden Gibson's changeup.
It's nasty. I've seen it in the armory out there. He's nasty.
Yeah, he is.
He's got some bite on everything he throws. It's a nice job. A lot of lefties. Who's backing you up now?
Zach Rustin.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we hope you stay healthy and we get to see Zach next year.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good. Yeah. Excited for Casey senior year behind the plate. Coach Belt, let's take us around the horn and we'll talk about first base through third base, then go around the outfield. But first, I'm going to take a real quick break as we recognize our partners. All right, we're back. We're going to go around the horn here, starting at first base. We've already talked about our catcher and a lot of our pitchers. So, what you got over at first base?
Yeah, and a lot of it dictates who's on the mound
Yeah.
as far as positioning. But Chase Conyer is going to be at first base a lot. Him or if Chase is pitching, Jeremiah is going to play some first for us this year. And then at second base, it's kind of a same deal. Hudson Stokes going to see some time at second. Brady Dayberry is going to see some time at second base. And then at shortstop, it's really going to be Quinn Summers. Quinn's really developed himself. He's hitting very well, and he's really worked on his body through football and off-season conditioning to where he's a little more mobile now, and he's covering that hole very well for us. And
yeah, let me jump in here and say something because I think I quoted you in the paper about. I mean, you said made a very strong statement about him that he's on a trajectory to be talked about, considered in that regional player of the year conversation at some point.
Absolutely,
he's just a sophomore.
Yeah, he's only a sophomore, but yeah, if he continues to develop the way he has, and that's what us coaches talk to him. We do our preseason meetings. We're like, you have a chance. You're on that path to be one of those guys. Last year he led us in hitting over 350 or something like that, close to 400. And it was more just he was finding holes and consistently putting a bat on it. This year he's hitting line drives hard to the opposite field. And, it's a testament to his work. He works with the Maddox some and Kevin Carlson some, and he's come a long way. And his defense is vastly improved. And, he was catching some for us. But last year we just had to find a way to get him on the field more, and he kind of plugged in shortstop and filled a need for us. And he's worked all offseason as a shortstop, and he's got himself where he's kind of that, up the middle. That's where obviously you want to be strongest. We got a senior catcher, senior center fielder, and Quinn's really taking charge of that infield. And so it's been awesome to see his growth. And whenever Quinn pitches some for us, Hudson will play some short for us as well. And then at third base, obviously Jeremiah is, if he's not pitching, he's going to be at third or first. Hudson's going to see some time at third, and Drake Young might see some time at third as well. Those are young guys that we're kind of working through right now, and a lot of those guys play basketball, so they're trying to get caught up to speed on everything. But we're really excited about our infield. We have a chance to have, after the first inning the other night, we had a lot of ground balls, and I don't think we had one error besides that first inning. So the growth is coming there, and it's just about getting these guys some, playing together. It takes time to gel. As far as the outfield goes, you pretty much got obviously Tyler's going to be in center unless he's pitching. You have Asa McCord who's going to get some time out there. Caden Travis, two other juniors that are going to probably going to get the first go of things. They've earned that right. And then you have Jaden Gibson who's really developed. We talked about his pitching, and he's really come a long ways. And Jackson Duncan has played some for us last year, and he's gonna play some for us this year in the outfield as well as pitch. So, we have competition in areas, and that's great because it just makes these guys compete so hard and push each other a little bit more.
Let's talk just a little bit about around the district now, and to kind of close things out. Lyon County, I don't know when those guys are going to come down to earth. I mean, you think, all right, this group they had is kind of going to cycle through, and they get out of here. Gunnar Bingham and Brody Williams and Jackson Shoulders are gone now. All right, they're more earthly now. No, they got another Williams boy. They got the Baker kid. They got another Bingham. I mean, they got 3 D1 guys out there that you're trying to compete against day in, day out. That are a couple of guys are pumping it up there over 90 miles an hour now. So you got to go with them number one in the district. But where do you stack up? I mean,
they were actually voted the favorite for the region as well.
Not surprised,
and no, not surprised at all when you have got that pitching depth that they have. But what I told these guys was last year, they didn't lose anybody. They have a huge junior class this year. There's like 8 or 9 deep, and that's pretty much all their starters and players. But last year, we were right there with them. Except for, at third place, we had bases loaded the first 3 innings, and we scored 1 run. And then we had Cossie Ayers in both games out here. Chase Conyer pitched out here and had them shut down for 4, and then the Ayers started piling up. So we were right there with them last year. It was just we couldn't ever seem to finish one out, and they would end up pulling away. So ideally, they're the ones you're chasing. You got to beat them to get where you ultimately want to go anyway. So why not us? It's kind of the mindset we have with them. And then as far as the rest of the district, you got Livingston and Trigg. And Trigg graduated, I think, 10 or 11 seniors last year. So they I don't know. I don't know a lot about what they have coming back because those seniors had played for so long.
Clearly not very much.
They don't have. I think they'll probably stay. They might take a step back, might not. I don't know. They got a new coach over there, a kid, Tyler. I think Tyler Alexander. I played against him in high school as well. He's a good dude.
Mm-hmm.
So I know he's trying to build that back up. And then Livingston, obviously. I don't think they graduated anybody last year either. Maybe one guy or two there. But Darren Duncan's their coach, and he's a good dude.
Mm-hmm.
His son plays. He's one of their better players. Plays shortstop for them and throws some. So we have no aspirations other than competing for a district tournament. Hopefully being that 1 seed and competing in this line, and then obviously making some noise in the regional. There's no reason that we can't. Madisonville is one of those teams like. We played them Monday night and beat them in the varsity portion of the scrimmage, and they're going to win their district. So that just shows, like, ultimately when we get to the end there, we have a chance to hopefully make some noise.
Yeah. Well, close out here, guys. Let's talk just a little about, I want to hear what you think, some guys that are in camp, a couple of names maybe, younger guys that are, they're going to kind of come out of nowhere. Maybe we didn't see them on the radar, excuse me, when they were younger or last year, and they might be able to come in and help this lineup. Not a Quinn Summers or some of these other, a Conyer or Foster. Who's some of these younger guys that are going to make a difference on this team this year, Casey?
Jaden Gibson for sure. He's one that's going to make a big difference pitching wise.
Yeah.
Drake Young's going to be a big help.
Yeah.
I think Hudson's going to do a whole lot better this year.
Stokes.
Yeah.
What do you think, Ty?
There's a couple guys. Jackson Duncan, you've heard him around before, but he's just improved his game a lot. He's going to help us a lot in the outfield and maybe some at third base, pitching. Another kid's Keegan Pearson.
Big guy,
yes,
big strong boy.
You'll probably see him at third base some. Yeah. He hits the ball well. When he gets a hold of it, he hits it hard. And we got a lot of young guys that are already, playing with us. So, those young guys are just going to only get better. So.
Yeah. Well, exciting time to be a Rocket baseball fan, and I know you have season tickets on sale right now. Tell our listeners a little bit about that.
Yeah, it's a spring sports pass, so it's good for the softball games as well, and then it's good for all levels, varsity, JV, freshman. You can get those online. I believe the link is on the school's website. I don't know if it's on the the GoFan link on y'all's.
The GoFan link.
GoFan link's on there. You can get online and purchase one of them. And it's a discounted rate instead of paying to go to every game, and you get it all at once. And so that it helps both baseball and softball out with ticket sales. And we just love to have the support. We had a pretty good crowd for our scrimmage opener, and we're just hoping to continue to build on that. Obviously, a lot of that's dictated by weather in the spring.
Sure.
But the more these guys, they see it, they get a feel for it in pregame when you start to hear that little extra, bit in the crowd. So get on there, buy those spring sports passes. There's also a student pass, so any kids in high school that want to come to our games regularly, get on there. I think it's only about $10 for them to have one. So get on there and come out and support the Rockets.
Yeah, when you go to the big league parks, if you're a real baseball fan, you try to get there real early because you can watch batting practice, and that's what's fun to go. Hey, I'm going to tell you, it's got to be a treat for some of these fans if they can get there early and watch BP, because typically you're out there taking some BP on the field, an hour before the game?
Yeah, most of the time we try and get out and do our defensive stuff first, and then we'll try and get a little bit of hit. And sometimes we'll hit in the cage, just depends on really, like I said, the weather and different things. But yeah, anytime, we're always there hitting. We love fans to come watch. And we started to get more and more kind of start to come in, or people will be driving by and stop by and watch a little bit. But yeah, it's a treat. I mean, like you said, when you're in the big leagues, that's the thing you want to do. Go catch some balls and, do that kind of stuff. So, we love having the fans out there. And I know the boys love looking up and seeing a big crowd and seeing people watching them as well.
Yeah. Maybe not go gather out beyond the outfield waiting on home runs in Gordon B. Guest Field, because I'm going to tell you, if you are, you better pack a lunch and a dinner for tomorrow night, because not too many balls fly out of that park, do they?
No, not too many. That's
biggest park you'll play in all year, isn't it?
Oh, I would say so.
Madisonville's
Madisonville's is just kind of formed a little different.
Yeah,
But
there's places in it.
The main guy that was hitting them out a lot is now coaching for us. Maddox,
Big dog,
Maddox would get
Mad
some
Dog.
out. With Chase Collier, he hit one off the fence the other day down in about not really right center, but it was pretty far out and right. He did a good shot, but the wind was blowing in. He said,
Yeah.
so,
that field doesn't get as deep quite as quickly in right field as it does in left field. It goes to tomorrow over in left field in a hurry. In a hurry. All right, guys. Hey, I appreciate you coming in, talking about Rocket baseball. Looking forward to getting out there this afternoon. Watch you guys scrimmage against Murray High. So that'll be Thursday evening. We're taping this Thursday morning. So hopefully the weather's going to hold for this afternoon and get out and watch Rockets play Murray High as they warm up for the season. You open Tuesday against
Community Christian of Paducah.
Will that be here?
It'll be here.
Here.
Yeah.
All right. Tuesday is the opener against CCA. All right. Good luck with Rocket baseball, and we'll see you fans later on another show.